Hello.
Hey, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Hello. Come on, Darla. You're not muted on mine.
Can you hear me?
Oh,
We can
my
hear you, but we
sound,
can't see you.
my sound was down.
How do I, how do I,
On the bottom left bar, you should have next to mute. The first thing is on the left is mute, and next is video to start video. But you don't have to be seen, really. That's just.
yeah, I might scare you.
I know. I gotta say, I'm probably scaring all of you already. I'm gonna go close my door. We have company tonight, so.
Oh, okay.
Not any
Start-
scarier than me.
Oh, I've been running all day. There you go.
Barbie.
There
Yeah.
you are.
Scary.
Oh, I gotta go.
You know
look
what,
for
Pat?
something.
I can't get into my, what is it? The directory.
Directory of what?
The church directory, or is it the church email or
Flock note you're talking about?
block note?
Okay, we'll have to work at that. Our archdiocesan, well, here's Beth. She's here. I got to admit her. I forget that when you host these things, you got more duties. There's Beth. I got her name there. She's probably coming. Our Ms. Sorensen,
Yes.
is that our archdiocesan? No, that's Barbie.
That's Barbie.
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah, I gotta find the email from the Sandra Peterson.
Yeah.
So let me see. I'm going
Did
to
she,
share.
is she the one that sent the note about the family emergency? She's
Yeah,
not gonna be here.
and I don't know if you see the message here.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
I've got the high 360. I'm sharing your message. Can you see the message I'm sharing that she sent?
Mhm.
Yes.
She's a family commitment. Oh, her stepmother, terminal lung cancer.
Yeah.
She read our SWOT, which was, I can't remember what SWOT means now.
Strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats.
There you go, Darla.
Boy, you're good.
You're from HR somewhere, aren't you? Beth, can you hear
Marketing.
us yet, Beth?
Yes, there I am.
Hey, I can see you too.
Hi, Beth.
All right,
Hi.
now, who else am I expecting besides Sandra? Somebody else.
You see me?
Renee Martin can't make it either. So that
Right.
might be the
Oh,
total
there's one.
sum of us. I don't know.
Yeah, I think we're all here.
Yep.
All the angels are here, Charlie.
I want to be Farah. Can I be Farah? Please.
No. I got the blonde hair. I want to be
Oh.
Farah.
Then I want to be Jacqueline Smith. I'll be
I was gonna say you're Jacqueline Smith because you're so beautiful.
Oh, yeah, right.
So we have, Lan Dang was somebody else.
I thought I would be Jacqueline Smith because I have black hair.
That's right.
Oh,
There's Lan. Okay.
well, maybe she had a split personality.
Yeah.
I think this is all we have tonight, lady.
Yep.
I failed to get another guy to defend me from all the rest of you.
That's all right. We'll be gentle.
Right,
Um,
right.
And this, this is late September, 1 week left in September, 1 week and 1 day, but yet it still feels like summer, doesn't it? So people are so busy.
Yes, actually, just
Not the temperature, though. It's chilly.
Well, we have company in here from Colorado. We're going to the Wisconsin Notre Dame game with them tomorrow in Chicago.
Nice.
Very nice.
They're season ticket Badger football fans, and we go to a number of games with their tickets, and we're going with them for this one.
Oh, where are
So-
they from? Colorado, Pat?
We'll wear we'll wear a lot of red, yes.
No, no,
Against
no.
Notre Dame. Which
Oh.
is
Gotta
the,
wear the green.
green and gold, right? Kind of
Green.
like the Packers, right?
No, I think they blue and gold. The Notre
Yeah,
Dame.
you're right. Yeah, a blue.
Oh,
and
yeah,
gold.
blue and gold.
Yeah.
Is it blue and gold? Or is
Mhm.
it green and gold?
Yeah, I think
No.
you're right. Blue and gold.
Blue and gold. The Notre Dame.
I lost Sandra's email now. I should get that back.
Hmm.
So
Pat, you're looking
I
good.
figured
You're looking
I figured
good,
that
Pat.
she would be a big leader for us.
Yeah. Where's your friend from Colorado, Pat?
Well, they're in a suburb of Denver. He's
Okay.
a coworker. In my early banking career. And here's Sandra. Okay, here's her. Come on, open Sandra's email. Come on.
More?
Oh, I have a big announcement for everyone.
Oh,
All
dear.
right.
Okay.
I am now the chair of Human Concerns.
Good.
Oh,
Oh, nice.
Good
Yes.
and bad, because you're going to be so daggone busy.
Right.
I bring it on.
Yeah.
Mm.
So
nice. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now there'll be some continuity, I hope.
That's what we need.
Yep.
I've got a feeling I got other screens up here or not.
No, that's the
No, just the
email.
letter.
I got her email
I
here.
haven't read this one. Sorry. It's a
Yeah.
busy day.
Yeah, well, take your time to read this, if you can see it. Can I make it bigger? No, I can't, not like a normal. She says, identify communication vehicles will be most effective and be ready to use them when the parish and its ministries need to communicate something. So she says, for tonight, I suggest the next steps are to identify those communication vehicles, website, Facebook, bulletin, email, postcards, and the optimal ways that those should be used. For example, which of these communication vehicles would be used when communicating about things like an event, religious ed, youth religious ed classes, new small group, and important messages. She didn't mention my flock note. Oh.
Mm.
I don't know how many of you,
Well, that was a given.
Right.
yeah. And she said, Renee, about her, in her flock note, about ongoing communication work. I do think of our job is just to send the messages from the other three groups and maybe contribute ideas, for the other three groups. I had
Well,
a recent thing from Flocknote that I'm trying to, does anybody remember? I thought it was 4:00 Saturday masses. There were people praying the rosary when I got to church.
A while ago, I remember that they would get there like 3:45.
Yeah, before COVID. I think it was the Saturday masses.
Mhm.
And Word on Fire, which we're sharing with Flocknote, all those videos that Bishop Robert Barron has and other people. He has a thing on the rosary. He does three of the rosary mysteries, and I have to admit, I've not been very good about praying the rosary over the years,
Your phone busy?
but the sorrowful mysteries and I don't even know the other names of them. But you can get a video of Bishop Barron leading the rosary. And they put up nice pictures during the rosary of the Blessed Mother, Blessed Virgin, and other images. And the sorrowful mysteries is about Jesus's crucifixion and sacrifice for us and everything else. And I was just thinking, man, even before 360 does something, we could set up a big screen TV in church for people to come early to pray the rosary, led by Bishop Barron. And he does each decade with each mystery and everything else. And I I even went out and bought the rosaries that they've got, a wooden bead rosary. And that was just something I thought, we could start doing even before we do 360 is ended, put a TV out there and have everybody pray it together. And people who would show up a few minutes early would see some of this. So just one little idea. I've got a ton of ideas, but
Me too.
Just to catch up a little bit, is the purpose of this entity to look at how to improve communications moving forward? Or is this communicating what the whole 360 committee is doing?
well, I don't think 360 is going to ignore everything that's going on even before we try to, make some decisions to do some things. So, I don't think that necessarily says we can't start some things even before
Mhm.
that there's something presented to pastoral council. Now, maybe we want the council's blessings to do something like, just a video rosary before a mass.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
and Lan, boy, where'd you go? Lan? Oh, I that's right. I can only see 4 of you at once. I don't have to look at myself, right? I can take myself off this.
No. We want to
Well, we
see.
want to see you.
We want
Oh,
to see
yeah,
you.
right. Well, I got a haircut this morning,
Very nice, very nice.
so I think we have a lot of tools available to us already, and I think we know of these tools. Social media. We have Flocknote, the Word on Fire videos, and communicating these things to parishioners. There is one thing I think that came up in one meeting about all year they were trying to, they sent up a time and talent survey, and I retitled it to something else, but getting people to say, hey, I'm good at doing this kind of a thing, and getting ushers or people to communicate with these people who want to volunteer and do things. But unfortunately, I guess we only got like about 175 responses out of all that. And we have supposedly over 1,000 families registered. And Diane, our church secretary, has data on how many of those people are registering, how many people are regularly contributing, which doesn't mean if you're not contributing that you don't want to participate, but still. And, I guess that they're feeling that we need to follow up. And our committee is not big enough to follow up on all these people, to call and personally contact parishioners who are registered. Are you still a member of our parish? Do you still want to participate? What can we do that would make you want to participate more? So that's just one other thing. So here I am going disjointed.
Can
You
we
know
get
that.
the list?
Yeah. Oh, excuse me.
Yeah,
Can we get a hold of the list and look through it? Because I'm sure there's people on there that we know that have left, but might just still be on the books.
I have a list that's probably 6 months old that Diane shared that I could share with you.
Okay.
It's in an Excel spreadsheet. Does everybody have access to Excel?
I think I do.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think I do
Like
too.
you can send to us through email.
right. Right. I can send the list. And even if
And-
you don't use Excel, there are some free apps that you can open Excel file. And it's a more simplistic Excel, but you can open the Excel file and you can't do fancy formulas like, keep contribution records and things like that,
okay.
but you could get the name and address lists. And actually, I could share the Excel file as a PDF. The only thing is with a PDF, you can't take a note and say, I talked to this person and you want to make a note, you want to add something to the file, I think.
Well,
So,
we can print it out and then write it, and
yeah,
write note on it. But I just want to share with you,
Sure.
because we're on the same topic. Last week, one of the member from the Vietnamese community, Diane, have emailed me to to see if I know that she's moving because her envelope returned.
Yeah.
But it turned out that I happened to met her last Sunday by coincidence, and she came to me that she said she didn't receive the envelope. So she had not moved. She still live at the same address, but her mail get returned to the parish.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
we'd have,
without that, we wouldn't, without, excuse me, Pat, without me asking around, and without her asking me about her envelope, then we wouldn't know that she's still active, or she wouldn't know why her mail
was
didn't
returned,
come.
yeah.
So I did ask Diane resend her envelope to her. So I think Diane said she will send it last Tuesday. So hopefully she receive it. But if she doesn't, she will let me know.
Yeah.
As far as the time and talent sheet went, I've got 20 people waiting to volunteer for the food pantry.
Okay.
And that's really why I wanted to be head of human concerns,
Right.
because I can filter these people to other areas under human concerns.
Yeah.
But I think people want to volunteer, but they just maybe don't know where to start,
Yeah,
or
they have to be asked and told there's a meeting to organize and everything, right? Yeah.
right. And like the outlets for communication, I know the website just got revamped, but I think that could use some work.
Oh, they know that needs to.
And when Michelle Kreiser left a year, 2 years ago, I had offered to Father Terry to take over the Facebook page for the parish.
Yeah.
And
Like you don't have enough
Diane
to do,
said,
Mary.
Diane said she wanted to do it, so she hasn't done anything with it. And that's really unfortunate, because like I have a food pantry page for us, and everything goes through social media. I mean, that's just
Yep.
a way to light a fire. So, I mean, I really think that we should have like the saying of the day, what's going on at St. Martin of Tours, on and on and on.
Mhm.
So I think that ball really, really got dropped, and that bulletin needs to be revamped. I mean, I've been collecting bulletins from various parishes to see what they put in.
Mhm.
We're really behind times with that bulletin.
Can we
And
have Paula? I'm sorry, Bobby.
Father Terry said he wasn't opposed to adding another page to the bulletin because stuff is so small. I mean, now I know Ken's celebration of life is huge on the second page of the bulletin, but other people, we've just got this teeny tiny little announcement, when on several occasions I've asked Diane to make things bigger so they really stand out, and also to put graphics in there. And I don't even know how, I mean, I can barely see the small print on that bulletin, to be honest with you. So there has to be other people who can't see it either.
I sent out a flock, this week's flock note. Can you share, you see this St. Martin of Tours in green at the top?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. This week's flock note, I sent out, and I put new this week, beyond the bulletin. Dig deeper and click on the blue links for more information. And I misspelled lawyers on the first line, St. Thomas More Layers, it's supposed to be lawyers, the Red Mass and the Women of Christ Conference. I'm going to click on the Women's of Christ conference and see if you can see the connection. And there's a
Mm.
beautiful website, right?
I looked that one up. Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw that.
But I made the click in the flock note. It was like, if you could click on the links in the bulletin without having to leave the bulletin or copy HTML / HTTPS / whatever it is, that's very complicated for people, right? To do
Well,
that kind of
yeah,
thing.
and the other thing is our parishioners we have a lot of elderly
Yeah.
parishioners who unfortunately, like my parents, they're 86 and 84 and they're parishioners.
Yeah.
They don't know a thing about the computer.
Right.
So that's why I think the bulletin really needs to get revamped. And I'm willing to share all the bulletins that I've gotten from like
Their parishes. Yeah.
other parishes, which, we can really spice ours up, but it falls on deaf ears. So I think that, there needs to be, and I hate to say a committee because we have so many committees,
Yeah.
a group of people who work on this bulletin every week.
Yeah.
Because the bulletin's stale.
Yeah. Beth, you could probably speak about the bulletin. Beth has been key in getting it revamped. I said for recent years, our bulletin was like having the good old DOS computer screen where it was just
Well, that's
black
just it.
screen and green print, right? You had nothing else to go. And our bulletin was
Yeah.
kind of in the DOS view.
Can we have color? Can we have color?
We
like
certainly
paste
could have color.
instead of just black and white.
We used to have color, didn't we?
Not that I remember.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
first
but
page is color.
Years ago.
The first
Years
page
ago,
is
we
color.
had
Years
color.
ago.
Some parishes, and Beth, you've probably done some research like this. Some parishes may have the printed version in black and white, but when you go online, it's in full color. And when you go online, you can click on links like I did to this Women of Christ message from the bulletin, and be able to click on the bulletin on your screen to go further. So, but again, that doesn't help the elderly and some of those other people, right?
I think
No.
Darla Arado in her graphic design background would be the ideal one to look at how to revamp the bulletin.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
That's fine.
Yeah.
So,
And
'cause
these aren't things that are going to happen overnight. This is
I'll
going
be
to take a
working
year or
with Diane
two.
on the website.
I'm willing to help with that too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Barbie, you're doing so much already.
I know, I know,
Sister.
but you know what? It's really, really important to me. And I think if we want our parish to flourish, we have to make some big changes.
Yep. And
So what's the starting point with that? Like talking to Diane and
Diane's not going to change the bulletin. She's already said that. She's,
yeah.
it needs to be taken off her plate. Maybe she's overwhelmed with everything, but it just,
I'll tell you, my motivation to run and be trustee, and I've been trustee now for a year and I have a 2-year term. My motivation to do that was to hopefully hire a staff person
yeah,
who at least half time would take care of social media, who would do this flock note that I'm doing now. Because I'm not in the parish office. I don't know what needs to be communicated every week. I only get my cues from the bulletin, if you want to know the truth. And 2 weeks ago, I put a flock note message link for religious ed and life teen as an example, and so that there are links there straight to the registration, and asking people share this with other people who you don't think are on social media, to get the children in those programs. So we have to move beyond the bulletin somehow. We really do, I think.
oh, absolutely. And people who have kids now, kids who could be going to the program are relatively younger.
Yeah.
So that's why social media is a wonderful outlet.
Right. That's what people are used to. But
so I was kind of the email that Renee sent when she figured out that she couldn't be here, I thought was very enlightening. Like, yeah, we can sit here and think this, that, or the other. I think she mentioned, and now it's been mentioned again, that there needs to be an employee in the parish office that's responsible for this
Yes.
social media, taking the bulletin to the next step if Diane can't do it. So then what's the order of importance? Do we start revamping the bulletin before there's potentially someone that's going to support it? Because I agree with her, you know, I kind of had a thinking like this committee was going to go on forever, but I don't think we should think that way. I don't think that's a good idea because people get busy and are doing other things. And I don't think it should be anybody's responsibility on this committee that they're updating social media or the bulletin every week. So what's the next step? Do we go to the parish council and say, we think that there needs to be
Is there
some
money?
hiring?
Kat, is there money for a part-time person?
Well, I'd rather see, right now, we've got Diane is full-time, but only in the office 3 days a week, I think, right now.
Right,
Correct.
That's a COVID thing. And that's not very helpful.
no,
And we have a bookkeeper, accounting person who's half-time, and that's all we've got right now. And I came from a parish where my kids were baptized in Wauwatosa, who is smaller than our parish, whose budget is smaller than ours. And their finance person is kind of the finance and kind of in a parish administrator function where he supervises the maintenance staff or in our case, we have maintenance outsourced. We don't have our own employees anymore. We use outsourcing, but somebody has to tell them what has to be done. And in that parish, that's what he does. He's the financial person, and he does the parish management functions. And this other young lady, she's a younger lady, and I communicated with her at a archdiocesan thing on computer technology tools. And her job is the bulletin, the web media and everything else to keep that all up to date. And I think, that person expands it. They're also there. She's also there to answer the phone, arrange funerals, which is what Diane does, those type of things. So.
Is the bulletin updating and updating the social media, is that something we think would be outsourced if like Diane is just like providing them with the information? Is that?
No, it's got to be somebody who's there all week who knows what needs to be put in.
Yeah.
I'm
And,
here 7 days a week, but I've got a lot of great ideas, but I'm not computer savvy. I mean,
right.
I do my food pantry page, but it seems to be very effective. I mean, has anyone seen the food pantry page?
Is that, you mean Facebook or?
Yeah,
where
on
is that?
Facebook.
Yeah, no, I haven't.
No, I haven't, but I heard from the finance meeting on Tuesday that you did a wonderful job on your Facebook page for the food pantry.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Beth, you've seen something, haven't you?
Yep, it looks good. I like it.
Because we're on the
It is, yeah, okay.
Franklin community page.
Right.
Are you seeing the St. Martin de Tours
Yep,
food pantry?
yep.
Okay, yeah. And that's not something I've been aware of, but yeah, here's August 31st, this current stuff. Oh, there's Barbie, looking very good.
Mhm.
Oh, I wanted this in the bulletin. And
Yeah.
when
Yeah, we
big
should have something like
companies,
this.
when big companies donate, and there's pictures taken in Girl Scout groups who, brought over 60 bags of birthday bags with, to have a birthday party. Those pictures should be in the bulletin, but
Mhm.
I can show you emails where this stuff is refused by her. I even asked to have something larger, like this Thrivent should be in there large, not 3 little lines. Or
Yeah.
when we did the hospitality weekend that me and Sue started up again, 3 little lines and it was hidden in a corner.
But you know, like this picture, like I know in the Vietnamese community, we from time to time we post picture, but it's black and white. You cannot really see much. So I think if it's color, you can see better. You can, you know, you get like for example, that drug clothes where people wear green top. But if you put in our bulletin, it's black and white, or you know, and then sometimes you don't see their face clearly.
I can't get the picture in the bulletin.
Yeah. And I think Diane is the one that who do the bulletin right now, right?
Yes, oh yeah.
Yeah.
There's nobody else. Well, and it
I
has to be
think-
one person to funnel things
Yeah.
through. This one parish I talked about that had 2 full-time people with a smaller budget than ours. The emphasis was, and the archdiocesan thing about technology was, there has to be one person who is you know, if somebody wants to communicate, they have to go to that person, you know, and that person will make sure it gets communicated. And I don't think people are aware, even that, you know, Diane with her, she's a few years from retirement, I have heard, you know, if she even has the skills to communicate all that, but she, you know, that should be the central point. People should know they should go to her in our current environment as an example, and be aware of, I have to submit my column on Monday before the next weekend's bulletin. And on
Well-
some holidays, I have to do it the Friday before the next weekend's bulletin.
That's another source of contention because
Yeah, there's a time.
she told somebody that the deadline is Monday at noon. She told
Right.
Father Terry the deadline is Tuesday at noon. And now she sent me an email that says the deadline is Friday at noon. So really, what is the deadline? I can't get a straight answer.
I know that the bulletin, I think for the pages, she you know, like our parish have a limited of how many pages. So like for the Vietnamese community, we only can have, like I think before we have one and
We
then
have 2.
1.5. And I think Father Joseph was very, very happy and excited that he have a little bit extra, you know, like maybe like 2 pages. So I think it's a limited how many pages. So I don't know, is it like money, you know, like budget, like the more
Yeah.
pages that we
Yeah.
have to, yeah. So then,
Father Terry said to add the extra page. And my other thing is, I'm sorry, I have so many complaints, but they're not complaints or suggestions.
No,
And
there
my other
there
thing
are
is,
problems to be solved.
why are
don't
we
view them
putting
as complaints.
cartoons in the,
yeah,
why are we putting
do.
cartoons in the bulletin as filler?
Well,
Yeah,
and
that's what I was thinking. There's so many things sometimes about other parishes
Outside,
sponsoring things, and I
And
thought, why are we?
cartoons.
right.
Yeah, there's more to talk about at our, you know, like talking about the
Right.
food pantry is more important than, you know, something that's going on at St. Alphonsus.
Right.
There's a whole page of CADIS USA Disaster International Relief Services. And nobody's spoken about this from the pulpit or anything else, right? You know, it's like,
Yeah,
yeah, no, yeah, we
Well,
we
I don't-
we have to
yeah.
concentrate more on our community than other communities.
I don't think it's that we need more pages. I think it just needs to be,
But she's
better.
not,
Well, because things need to be bigger.
right.
So we're gonna need an extra page.
But the ministries, and Barbie, you've asked for more content to the bulletin, but you've been turned down?
Yeah, I've got emails in my desk that, you know, we revisited this with Diane, you know, she just doesn't want to do it. And no one has said, okay, you have to do it. But
Yeah.
I can show you emails where I've asked her to do numerous things to the bulletin in a very kind way. And nope, she's not going to do it.
Yeah,
So now I
Well-
don't even know when the deadline is.
well, I think Monday noon is what it is usually.
Yeah, Monday or I know. I think Father Joseph tried to get them to the end. I think either Monday or Tuesday.
What-
I think perhaps she want to break it out so that she have time, because if everyone give it to her at the same day on Tuesday, then she might not have enough time to to put them all in at one time.
Yeah.
I
But
mean,
it,
that's my
it
guess.
has to be congruent. I
Yeah.
mean, I gave her, Tuesday had always been the deadline at noon. I sent her my application for parish council on a Sunday, which should have made it in there. And I was told, no, Diane has to have the stuff by noon Friday. Since when?
Oh, yeah.
Since when?
So it sounds like we're all in agreement that there needs to be one person at the parish who's in charge,
Yeah.
and social media and our bulletin are very important.
Yep.
And it shouldn't be a volunteer position. It should be somebody who's paid by the parish to do all this. So if that's if we're all in agreement with that, if we all feel pretty strongly about that, what would be our next step? Because I don't see, like if we start revamping the bulletin and then there's nobody to support it, then we're kind of spinning our wheels. Like we should have somebody in place, I would think, that would be able to give us good advice while we're revamping it. Like, yes, that's possible. No, that's not a good idea. Like even the color issue. Does the color just have to be on the front and the back, or can we put color in the inside pages and all this kind of stuff?
And it's and all the other groups, religious ed especially, life team especially, maybe Christian women and some of these other. John Howard came to me with this Men of Christ thing that's in this coming bulletin that you'll see this weekend. There's a Men of Christ thing next Thursday in the narthex. He tried to submit it, the bulletin, not for this Sunday, but for last Sunday, but he was late. And so I don't want to blame Diane, because it's a printing problem. You know, you got to turn around and print this stuff, get it delivered to the church so that the ushers can hand out the bulletins. That's a time frame that's really, even in today's high technology, is hard to overcome. So each minister, each person with their ministry, their groups, have to become aware to have more lead time on the messages they have to deliver. Now, part of the problem is all of our ministries are volunteers. All right. We've got other lives. Some people still have jobs. Me, I've got my golf leagues right now.
That's important. That's just as important.
Well, and my family and things. But people have to realize that I guess even before we pile on our bulletin and website systems, we have to tell the individual people who lead the ministries, and maybe we even have a problem on leadership of the ministries. I don't know who, we should have a list somewhere. Who are the the women's groups, who's the men's groups, and let those people know if they want to communicate something, they need more than Monday the week before the next Sunday. They need to get their ideas together 2 weeks ahead. And even that's kind of a deadline. You have to plan ahead a little bit better. So
I think that could be built into the revamping. Like we say,
Yes.
all right, Christian women or your
communicate
women's
that,
group,
but-
whatever you are, you have page 2, a quarter of a column.
Yeah.
You need to tell us 2 weeks ahead of time what you want in there, or it's going to get filled with filler stuff. A cartoon. I don't know.
I have question about earlier that Dallas said about, we have someone who take care of the Facebook and the bulletin. Will that person also, take care of the Facebook part for the Vietnamese community, or is it just for the American community?
Well, here's a
I
question.
think that should be included. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then there would have to be someone who's bilingual.
Yeah, right. It has to. Well, we need a
Oh.
person there.
And that narrows down the search for someone.
And
Well, that might be a volunteer position. That might need to be, somebody
has-
might need to do
almost
the
has to be.
translation.
There-
Maybe
yeah.
have 4 or 5 people that are available to do that.
I
Every-
think LPI has.
I won't point fingers, but
LPI has a translator portion to the bulletin, I think.
I've, Lan can tell you
Um,
stories about me translating, using Google
Yeah.
Translate to try to
Well,
see what they're doing. And it
well,
doesn't come out anywhere near the right
yeah,
message.
yeah, because Google translates,
Their
often
dialects.
not, not 100% correct or,
Yeah.
yeah,
And their dialects.
or totally different.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So, boy, I'll tell you, and I don't know, we're lacking our archdiocesan leader. I think that's, I would report to the 360 people that we're talking about stuff even before what 360 wants to communicate. We want to fix our current problems.
Mhm.
And maybe I can try to itemize that and report to that. We have a pastoral council meeting next Wednesday, I think it is. And I can report to them that this group has a concern even before 360 makes decisions. We have suggestions to hopefully try to improve our current bulletin and website. And part of that is also to find out who the leaders of our ministries are, identify those people, and let them know we need more lead time, even for the bulletin. The bulletin can do some last minute things. I wasn't happy when we canceled the egg roll sales. It's still apologizing. There's a line on the front page apologizing that we canceled the egg roll sales. Well, we should have done better communicating why. It wasn't because the Vietnamese community dropped the ball, but that might be an impression somebody may have, right?
Yeah.
You know, that's terrible.
Yep. I came here for
So-
my egg rolls and there wasn't any here. Yep.
Yeah, right. Don't just say, sorry, you got canceled. Apologize why, because the resources weren't available and volunteers weren't available.
Mm-hmm.
And as much as resources, volunteers is something this parish needs to get going again. People don't mind volunteering if they were giving a specific task.
Well, and it
Well,
has
and
to
you
be,
also don't
and it
mind
has to be-
volunteering if the people that have paid positions are doing their job. If you're volunteering
Well,
and the
Well,
people that are employed are not doing, it's frustrating because
Yeah.
you're on extra time and they're not using
That-
their
yeah.
paid time appropriately.
that's a root of things. So
You
Yeah.
know, the thing with volunteering, you have to make it fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the wine thing.
If it's not fun, or, buy him some sandwiches for the love of
or
God.
easier.
Food,
Yeah, easier.
food motivates people,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and have it fun. I mean, like somebody said to me today, we have all these committees, but we've got no worker bees. Too many Indians, not enough chiefs, or
Yeah.
too many chiefs, not enough Indians. And I
True.
said, with my pantry, I will not ask anyone to do something that I would not do myself.
Yeah.
And I do.
Okay. And
So-
I didn't think we needed a more than an hour of this meeting because we're missing a couple people,
Mhm.
key people.
Beth.
Beth is
I'm
raising
raising
her
my
hand.
hand. I am supposed to be reaching out to Diane to help her on the website as far as what committees and ministries we have and who is the head of each, and to put tabs in the website for those ministries. So I'll get all of that information and then I'll share that with everybody, because then we could do something in the bulletin as well. Kind of put a list of what our committees are or our ministries are with the contact information.
Okay, that'd be a good
Yeah.
start.
Like
And
what,
talk to those leaders that you're going to do that first before you put them.
Mhm.
like in our, sorry, Pat, if you, like, can I say, or
Jump
are
in.
you contact-
Yeah.
okay.
You got the floor.
Okay, like for the Vietnamese community, at the end of our page, we only have 2 pages. So we have that little box at the corner that that in there all the time with the name and phone number of Father Joseph and all of the, the committee that they have who they
Mhm.
should contact and their phone number. So that what we have on our page. Yeah.
That's a good idea because instead of, we could add who are the chairs of the ministries where we have like Father Terry and we
Yeah.
have
So this
Diane
way at the
and the
bottom,
bookkeeper.
yeah.
I mean, we
Mhm.
know, you know what I mean? So we should have the committees or the ministries, that person and their information.
Yeah,
Just
we
the
just
list,
put phone
and you can only see
number.
it on the right.
Yeah, the bottom right, that's on of ours,
Page 6.
even from the youth and the parent and the choir and the youth choir on
Good
who
idea.
secretary. I think you saw my name there. You saw my name there. So so whoever in charge or in the committee, we have all their name and their phone number. But of
Yeah.
course, yeah, we ask them first before we put we put it there. So whoever needs something, they just look it up and call that person.
Where's your name in that list? I don't know.
Yeah, I am number 5. You see.
Chi Landang. Okay. Is
Oh,
it Chi?
actually, that's not my name is Lan Dang. So all you see the CHI and the little dot in front of those are the
Yeah.
women is because it kind of being respectful instead of Mr. Mrs.
Miss,
So
you're
they
Ms.
call, yeah, that's mean
Ms.
sister.
Landang.
No,
Okay.
that's
Yeah.
mean
Hmm.
older sister. So whoever print that, just like out of this respect, they call you older sister. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 women.
6 of
there.
older sisters. And there's
Yeah,
another one
older
down, 7 down
sister,
the bottom.
and
Yeah.
then right. So they so they call sister, and like you see
That's Father
father
Kwan.
one first, and then you say you see ANH, that stand for older brother. So instead of
Oh.
Mr. Mrs. So
Oh.
yes.
Yeah.
So I know. So like
Yeah.
when
That should be in the bulletin
yeah.
because I think the bulletin gets read by more people than the website.
I agree because like Barbie said earlier, we have more elderly and they not computer savvy. Some of them don't even have a smartphone, or some of them don't even want to use the phones either. I know my parents sometimes said, "Mom, you have to have your phone with you, put it in your pocket just in case." And my mom just say, "Who am I gonna call?" So, but yeah, she passed away. So I think in the bulletin is easier for elderly
Yeah.
than online. Yeah, but we also, have to keep up with the younger generation.
Well, but the
the
bulletin is the older
technology.
generation. The old
Yeah.
bulletin's the older generation, that's for
Mhm.
sure. All right, I've taken a bunch of notes here. It's been kind of crazy, but I just added the bulletin less outside. The bulletin is the only communication vehicle. The website's not good. So I already had more information about St. Martin Ministries list of contacts, right? And the bulletin all the time, right?
Well, like human concerns, there's a big umbrella under human concerns.
Yes, you have a subset, right?
Exactly.
Your
And
list would be as long as the Vietnamese list, right? If not longer. Whether
right,
yes.
right. And I
Okay.
talked to Julie because I didn't know, like when I'm looking at all these subcommittees, nobody knows who the lead person is. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't even know who to go to say, hey, I'd like to sit in on one of your meetings to find
Yeah.
out more about what's going on. Nobody knows.
Now you've just taken over Human Concerns, which is a number of different missions.
Yes, that's why I want to meet with every group
Please.
so I can get the feel
So
of
you
what's
got
going on.
Blood
But
bank, food pantry, food kitchen, is that the
The
food?
Southside
The meal
meal
program, yeah.
Southside meal
Okay.
program,
Southside.
right. All those things
Okay.
should get listed.
Let me tell
that-
you what it is. It's the meal program.
Well,
It's the
Barbie,
prayer
do me a favor,
shawl.
send it in an email to me.
Okay,
And
Mhm.
I
I'll
mean,
share it
there's
with
like-
everybody.
there's like 10,
Yes, I
11
know,
umbrellas under here.
right. They used to have the blood donations and stuff like that. Was there?
Nobody wanted to do the blood donation. I'm
Yeah.
gonna bring that back.
So we can ask for people to volunteer for those things. Yes. What, I don't know how often they ask for blood donations, 3 times a year, maybe?
I think twice a year.
Yeah.
I think
people-
twice a year.
It was twice a
For
year.
for a lot of
but, you know,
people,
there-
donating twice a year is enough for them. But we're not even getting that right now. We can get more people to just, could make your effort a couple times a year, more than we're getting now.
Well,
So,
people were coming, but Barb was heading that lobby.
Right.
And nobody wanted to take it over from her, and I just could not
Yep.
take one more thing
Right.
over.
Right. Well, we'll try to get you more help. So I'll try to summarize what we've talked about and send it to everybody and let us know. There was a hope that for some of us, we can meet twice a month. Now, I don't even know if we need to do that. If we can use the Flocknote tools, and I'll try to do more and more of that with you. Because, you can send a message, you all have the ability, I'll make sure you have the ability to send a message about a particular mission that you want or ideas. And then we have a comment area where we can all comment about your suggestions. We don't necessarily have to meet full time for 2 hours twice a month, but maybe meet for 45 minutes, or an hour once a month and a half an hour. I don't know. Those are ideas. There are a lot of people pushing it. They're hoping that all of our teams, religious ed, the education, the adult ministry, and stewardship are the other 3 committees. Have a lot more ideas for us to communicate. I know down the road, but they're down the road. So
Oh, you mean like twice a month is a host? With
that was kind of a hope that people can do. That might be a little bit easier October, November, but not December. And maybe January, February, March, So maybe you can do, that's 10 meetings in the next, October, November, January, February, March, that 10 meetings in the next 6 months. That'd be great. So are there I don't know. I'm gonna have to communicate. We're missing Sandra, and who else are we missing tonight?
Renee.
Renee, yeah. We have to find a good meeting time. So I'm in a choir on Mondays. I'm in a choir on Tuesdays. And Tuesdays and Wednesdays, I have finance on Tuesdays once a month, and Wednesdays pastoral council once a month. Other than that, I'm available. I don't know.
Pat, you
Yeah.
said you have when's the next pastoral council meeting? Next week?
29th,
Next Wednesday.
next Wednesday.
Okay.
So
Why don't you, I know we padded the budget a little bit for a person that we've been
Yeah,
talking about. for
we've
3
talked
years.
about that. Unfortunately, I just don't see a half-time person.
Right.
I think the better you can have full-time staff,
Mhm.
they are more devoted. They're there 40 hours a week. They're part of a team. One half person might not be there with another half-time person, so they're not part of a team. They
Mhm.
also don't get fringe benefits like, health insurance
Mhm.
and to participate in the archdiocesan retirement programs.
Right.
And our finance people, they closed the school and they buckled down on their finances. And we got to the point where we had an amazing kitty, and we still have an amazing kitty built up for, I don't know what for disasters or
Mhm.
whatever,
Mhm.
They tightened the purse strings because they thought we were going to go broke about 4 or 5 years ago, right?
Yep.
And now they've over tightened them in my view. And the other thing, I take the old thing out of business. You got to spend money to make money.
Mhm.
Does
So-
anybody know about Doodle?
Google?
Doodle. Doodle's a meeting thing that you can set up a time and place for meetings, and people vote for a meeting, We can do that rather than try to discuss nights or whatever, Or you can tell me right now, what is a good night for you?
I'm available any evening,
Well,
Every evening, but
except finance.
you're on finance, right?
Wednesday night works best for me.
Wednesday for Barbie.
I'm any night's good for me.
All right.
so for for me, Monday and Tuesday best, but Wednesday, Thursday, Fridays work too. I'm just I just have to rush. That's all.
Wednesdays and Thursdays is better for you.
No, but it's okay. Wednesday, Thursday is okay.
That sounds good.
So just
Those are better
hey,
possibilities for me too.
yeah.
We'll have to find out from
Sandra and Renee.
yeah. Okay, I'll work on communicating with them and we'll set up a date, the next one going forward. So we won't do it on Halloween. You might
But
have-
will you let us know in via flock note or something what the
Yes.
pastoral council says? And then
Yeah,
Beth is
Definitely.
gonna come up with a list of
Yep.
working with,
yeah. I'm gonna work with pastoral
Diane?
council saying we have to improve centralized communications. We have to improve the bulletin to include all the ministries and as well as the website. But the bulletin is, we feel, an instrument that is better, better used by most of our parishioners than the website, right?
yeah, but I think if there's other committees that are working on, building the parish and getting more youth involved or whatever, I think we gotta be a little more, I think we gotta give equal priority to bulletin and
Oh.
website. I think they gotta work hand in hand. I don't think we can like focus on bulletin and
But like
have the website be a side
But
note.
like-
It's gotta,
But like the youth ministry, I think we should have a family mass every weekend. Of our 3 masses, 1 mass should be more emphasized towards the family, which
Yeah.
to me would be a 10:30 mass. That's their decision. And they have to get maybe music ministry for that and do other types of plannings,
Yeah.
other things.
I'm
we-
I'm a little hesitant to go ahead and say like, we really gotta focus on the bulletin. I mean, I think that's important with our base that we have now, but
Yes, yes.
the
And
forward
it will be in
thinking
the
is
future.
we gotta get,
Yeah.
we gotta
I
get
don't know,
technology.
emails or snail mail. I mean, postcards can work good for special events and things like that. We've got other tools that Sandra mentioned too. And I guess let's look at Sandra's message too for our next meeting too, about more ideas about some of those issues.
Well, I think she's got email, bulletin, Facebook, website,
Yeah.
postcards and flock notes. So postcards is the only thing in there that's not digital. Well, the bulletin is, I kind of consider that digital because it ends up being online, but
Yeah.
it's a lot of digital social media stuff. So I think if Diane's not comfortable with that, we need to get somebody on board
Well,
that.
And here's my thing, even with guys that I know, well, there's an online parish directory. If you go to that online parish directory, a lot of people have their landline still listed as their contact. And I'll guarantee half of the people, if I call that landline, it no longer exists.
Mhm.
Okay.
Me, guilty.
Well,
Yeah, because they use their cell phone.
yeah.
They cancel their landline.
And people, I talk about what I've talked about a few times in the last couple of weeks with people. Remember when we used to get the phone book? What was the first thing you did when you got the white pages?
Check your name.
Am I in there? Well, now today, nobody wants to be in the white pages.
No,
You know,
I'm
Nobody
I'm
wants their email
unlisted.
and their phone number shared. How do you overcome that? That's beyond us, I guess.
Yeah.
How do you keep people engaged? You got to want them to want to be engaged, right? So, yeah. All right.
But even though you don't have your name on the book, somehow marketing people still find you and call you.
If they got something to
Yep.
complain about, Lan, you're right. If they want to complain, they'll find you.
But Pat, I want to say earlier, you said family mass. I do see a parish every Saturday mass. is their family mass. So that's mass they have the most children, like it's a mass for children and their family on Saturday night, like Saturday night.
Which parish is that?
It's in Houston.
Oh,
Houston,
okay.
yeah, Houston, Texas.
Well, there's
But,
the other
yeah,
thing.
so, yeah.
A lot, I think if you look at parishes, even in our area, 4 o'clock is a very early mass for Saturday.
Mhm.
Yes, yeah, 4 o'clock.
In
or
the
5
summer,
o'clock.
you're still on the golf course. I'm still
Yeah.
on the golf course. And, in the winter, maybe it's a little bit easier, but yeah, 5 o'clock is, even 6 o'clock is more common, I think.
Yeah.
Could be.
But yeah, but I mean, that's one for children, like the children. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's the one I saw that they always have children.
Yeah.
Do you
Yeah.
remember when my kids were small, we had where the kids go up to the altar, was that 10:30 mass? Well, that's the one I go to, so it probably was 10:30 mass, and then the kids.
10:30 is when
all-
we've been having youth readers the first Sunday of the month.
Right, but do you remember years ago, Beth, do you remember that? Where the group of kids would come up to the altar and then they would go do an activity and then they would
Oh,
join
that was
us
every
in
mass.
Yes.
Both
Yeah, it
masses
okay,
was
on
yeah.
Sunday.
8:32.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
happened to that?
Liturgy
Well,
of the
that-
word.
That again, that is Katie Delamon and her group, I think, to really push those kinds of things. So they need to do that.
Yeah.
That's for sure. So, well, it's
We
1
just
minute
need to
before
talk
8.
about it.
Yeah,
We just need to communicate it.
yeah, right. That's our job, is to communicate it and maybe encourage it and input, right?
Yeah.
So those are good things to do. All right, ladies, I'll try to arrange the next meeting as fast as I can. I'm looking at the calendar.
Yeah,
Even
I
2
will
weeks, 2 weeks from tonight or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, I would not be available between the 5th and the 12th.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm,
And
I
and
actually called in to work and, canceled my shift because I thought this was important.
oh, I
But,
appreciate that. Yeah.
I can't keep doing that. So,
So, what do I have for you?
Thursday-
Barbie?
Thursday is not a good,
So
not a
Wednesday is
good
your
night for me.
ideal. Yeah,
yeah. Because I have
Okay.
food pantry Monday and Tuesday,
yeah.
you
yeah.
know.
So, well, I gotta say, yeah, Wednesday, other than pastoral council, that's the only conflict I would have on Wednesdays. Okay. Wednesday looks like a good night. So, and Wednesday, the 6th, was it the 6th, I think, of
Mhm.
October,
October.
which is less than 2 weeks, almost 2
yeah.
weeks.
So I would not be able to join you on the 6th of October.
I'll try October 13th, Wednesday, October 13th. We'll see if we can get that one to fly. Okay, that'll
Okay,
be my
thank you.
first, and I'll try to get the other couple people in there. And anybody else, if you find out when you look at your calendars after the meeting, let me know. All right.
All right, sounds good.
Alrighty. I can't wait to get home. I'm still here at the office.
Oh, you better get home. That's the one
I'm
thing.
still at the school.
That's the one thing I like about Zoom meetings is I even if it's not even a 10-minute drive to the parish for me.
Yeah.
I can drop that,
Big
There's-
time saver.
20 minutes, a half hour out of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
big time saver for me too.
Mhm.
How to
And-
try.
And that sharing of the screen that I did, here I put the dates down that I'm going to look for Wednesday, October 13th. That's something that you guys can share too. But send something, if you've got an idea between the meetings,
Yeah.
go ahead and share that in Flocknote. I've given you the power to do that. And if you got questions on how to do that, call me and I'll lead you in there. Because it's separate from all my other emails, my golf leagues, my choirs, everything else that I got. I can go to Flocknote 360 Communications Group and see you can attach documents, you can do all kinds of things there. At least it's one place there. And there's comments on you can send an email and people can comment on it. You can have discussions outside of the meetings.
Yes.
And I think that could be, somebody's not available, so
Mhm.
you can do that. So and I'm going to try to get these other groups to use more and more of those type of things if we can. So bless you, ladies. Appreciate it. Had enough.
Okay.
Have fun with your
Go
friends.
have another glass of wine and have a good night's sleep.
Okay.
Bye
Good
bye.
night. Yeah, good
Bye,
night.
everyone.
everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.